In a stunning move, Russian President Vladimir Putin has ordered his military to open the battlefield to journalists, including those from Ukraine. The Kremlin says foreign media will be granted unrestricted access to zones near Pokrovsk, Kupyansk, and Dmitrov, areas now surrounded by Russian forces. Moscow claims it will suspend hostilities for up to 6 hours to let the world see the truth on the ground.
The Supreme Commander-in-Chief has instructed to allow unrestricted travel for groups of foreign journalists, including Ukrainian ones, provided there are security guarantees for both reporters and Russian troops.
The Kremlin has turned Pokrovsk into a stage, inviting cameras to witness what it calls the collapse of Ukrainian positions. Russian commanders say they will allow journalists to inspect the front lines, record the misery of encircled Ukrainian soldiers, and verify their condition. The scenes are expected to show Kyiv's troops cut off, exhausted, and surrounded. Western observers, however, call it a battlefield theater, designed for Moscow's global narrative. During a meeting with wounded soldiers in Moscow, Putin compared the situation to Mariupol's Azovstal siege, a reference loaded with symbolism. He said Kyiv must make appropriate decisions about its encircled troops, as it once did in Azovstal, when Ukrainian forces finally surrendered. The remark was meant to sting, turning Pokrovsk into what many see as Ukraine's new Azovstal.
In Kupyansk and in Krasnoarmysk, the enemy has been surrounded. Commanders do not object to allowing journalists, even Ukrainian ones, to see for themselves what is happening there, assess the condition of the encircled troops, and let Kyiv decide their fate, as they once did in Azovstal.
Putin warned that any attack during the media visit would be a provocation from the Ukrainian side. He claimed Russia fears Kyiv might target journalists to later blame Moscow. The Russian leader insists the pause in fighting is conditional on Ukraine guaranteeing safety for all sides. The preemptive accusation, analysts say, is a typical Kremlin tactic, blaming before acting and controlling the narrative before the footage rolls. While the Kremlin presents it as a humanitarian gesture, the ceasefire announcement fits a familiar pattern, turning battlefields into propaganda sets. By inviting Western and Ukrainian reporters, Moscow seeks legitimacy for its version of events. Ukraine has not confirmed whether it will provide any safety guarantees, raising questions about the credibility and risk of Russia's open front. Pokrovsk has now become more than a battleground. It's the centerpiece of Putin's war spectacle. By turning the encirclement into a media event, the Kremlin aims to frame Russia as victorious and transparent, while portraying Ukraine as trapped and reckless. For those inside the encirclement, it's not politics, but survival. For Putin, it's the perfect theater, misery broadcast as proof of power.